Hi, this is a review of the Vatos RC car off-road high-speed. This one I got is a little dune buggy type thing, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I'm just at the age where cars like this were just starting to become available at a reasonable price. Back when I wanted to play with them. And of course, you go through those years where these kind of things aren't cool. Then you get to be an old guy like me in his 40s, and this stuff becomes cool again. And they're at a price to where you could just buy it, use it, get your fun out of it, and you'll probably eventually destroy it because that's what guys do. But this thing seems like it's holding up fairly well, and that is a good thing. The overall speed on this thing is about what it's rated for, about 25 miles an hour, and that seems to be accurate to me. It is four-wheel drive. It comes with one battery, which goes into a easy-to-access slot under here. The easy-to-access thing is good, especially if you get extra batteries to be able to swap them in and out while you're using the vehicle. And the thing that's cool about this is there are LED lights on the front here and on the back. I guess it would be more helpful if I turned the device on, where you can see out at the front there, you've got the LED strip here, and you've got some blinking LEDs here. On the back, you have red LEDs, if I can show, there we go. So you're not going to be able to use these, in the pitch dark. But when it's just starting to get dark, it is kind of a cool effect to have the lights, or if you're using it in a darkened room, it's cool to have those lights on the device. With that said, this really isn't an indoor car unless you have a lot of room. It does go really, really fast, really, really quick. So if you don't have a lot of room, you're going to end up banging this into walls and either damaging the walls or damaging the car, and that wouldn't be a good thing. With that said, I was able to get this thing to, just from a standstill, get going and do donuts on a hardwood floor. So that tells you what kind of torque this thing has, which is a decent amount. It's not super light, but it's not super heavy. The four-wheel drive was able to get this thing within reason, of course, but to go over obstacles didn't seem to have much of a problem with that. Flying down through the driveway, grass, whatever you wanted to put this thing on, didn't have a problem whatsoever. I can give you an idea here of the remote control. It's a simple little trigger mechanism. You push this way to go forward, and that's your accelerator. Same thing to go back, but to go back, you push forward with the, so that's going back, that's going forward. This is your steering wheel. And there's a couple other controls on here for trimming the wheels and that. And it works really well. A lot of cheaper cars that I've played with, no matter what, you can never get it to be straight. This one, when the trim is adjusted, was able to keep going back and forth, and it stayed in a straight line, not veering to one side or the other. So that is a good thing. This thing takes three AA batteries. You can use rechargeables. This, again, takes one rechargeable battery. They include a USB charger on it. Looks like replacement batteries are available here on Amazon, and you should be able to get them elsewhere as long as it's using the same clip, and we can show you that clip here in a moment just so you know what the device is. You turn this on, it'll automatically pair to the machine, which is why that green light is solid. And we put the car in the screen here, which would make it a lot better. And we'll go forward, and we'll go backward. As you can see, it's got a heck of a lot of torque, even though it's just in the air. The thing wants to get going, and as you turn the steering wheel here, we'll turn this left and right. And you can see left, right. The steering is quite responsive, as are all the controls. It's rated to go anywhere from about 30 yards up to 100 yards. So depending, again, what kind of interference you have. This is the 2.4 gigahertz band, depending on interference, depending on, if you have any objects between you and the car at that given point. your mileage may vary literally on how far away you can get from the car. I didn't have any problems going down through the yard driveway. There's a video review on here that shows it going through a yard that's even a little bit larger without a problem. So it looks like this thing has a nice amount of range to it. And again, on the controls, as you can see, it's fairly simple, but you can adjust the trim on the device so that way you can make sure that these, the front wheels are staying true. That torque just really wants to, especially when you go from forwards to backwards, just wants to push this thing right out of your hands. Let me turn this off here so I don't injure myself during the review. That would be embarrassing. But it gives you an idea of just how much torque and just how much speed this thing has, which there's no way to slow that down, meaning there's a good reason why it's rated for, I believe, 14 years old and up. Younger kids probably wouldn't be able to control this and would end up crashing it and destroying something. And, again, for indoors, I don't really recommend this for indoors unless you have a, nice empty basement or something like that. You want a nice large open space for the device. There's a little, if you can see right here, there's a little bit of a knob that twists in order to let the battery cover come off. The battery cover comes off. As the battery wants to pop right out, we will pop this thing off here and show you the what this looks like. And we place the car down. This is the connector that goes into the car itself from the battery. And there is another little connector on here, and this is what plugs into the USB charger. Everything's USB charged now. I don't know if I really like that. I think I'd probably rather have the opportunity to have a power brick or something also to be able to charge these depending where you are. With that said, you should be able to make one with the right connectors and a 5-volt power brick. So if that's something you want to do, you can do that. You should also be able to roll your own. This looks like these are just simple flashlight batteries, 2 of them together. So you could probably roll your own if you have access to the connectors and you know how to solder and that. You should be able to roll your own battery as well. If you're not into that, you can buy batteries here on Amazon. They were currently unavailable for Extra One, so I'm not sure what they're going to cost at this point. The device runs for about 15 to 20 minutes of use. About 15 if you're constantly running it, if you're starting and stopping and not putting it all out on the motor. If you're not running it full blast all the time, obviously you're going to get a little bit more time out of it. But figure about 15 minutes. Recharging with the USB charger takes about 3 hours. So again, having some extra batteries would definitely be a good thing, especially if you're buying this for a gift. There are some spare parts in that included. We can put a photo of those up on the screen here. So it's nice to be able to at least have a few spare parts in case something goes wrong with the device that you can fix yourself. But overall, it's a really fun car to play with. It definitely seems to be built well. It has a lot of speed to it. I haven't really compared it to a ton of things in the price range, but for something in the anywhere from 70 to 125, this definitely seems to be better than the $75 cars I've tried. I don't know how much better, and I know you can go up into hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you really want to get serious with these cars, and I do understand this is an out-of-the-box solution that's made for people like me who just want to do the absolute least amount of work to get a car like this out there running and having fun with it, and that it definitely provides. It's a whole lot of fun. Like I said, it seems sturdy up to this point. If I haven't broken it yet, that's a good thing. Fast enough, a lot of torque. You can do donuts on your hardwood floors. Don't tell your wife. They may not appreciate that. And you can definitely run it outside, at least the length of your yard. Annoy your pets or any animals that may be in the yard because they're going to freak out on this thing. And overall, just have a whole lot of fun with it. If there's something that we didn't cover in the review, feel free to put those down into the comments. We do watch those, and if we have an answer for you, we'll certainly give it to you. And if we don't know, if we can find out the answer, we'll certainly do that. Again, this has been a review of the Vatos RC car. I am Darren O'Neill. Thanks for watching.